What's good, interweb? I'm your man Q, back again with another movie review. I'm fresh off of the box, legitimately like fresh off of the box office, you know, little pun joke. It's not to spoil too much of the movie or anything like that. I will say, first and foremost, I got some great advice to basically, Quentin, go in with no expectations of the movie and just enjoy it. And I'm gonna tell you what, you know what? Thanks a lot. Appreciate the advice, because that's how I was really able to enjoy the movie. Another thing that I end up doing with this particular movie is I didn't go in with like a pen and a pad, because normally I take a lot of different notes and stuff when I'm watching a movie and stuff. I know that sounds like crazy, but this is even before I was doing YouTube. I would take clip notes and different things for my own personal stories, X, Y, and Z. But back to the story at hand, Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker, to me, is a lot better than, well, that last movie, The Last Jedi, because they could have saved that. That almost was the last of the franchise, because not only myself, but the millions and millions of Star Wars fans and aficionados were really pissed off about that movie, maybe because it was kind of really convoluted, but this movie actually slowed a little slow, but it hit some really good beats and points, and it had a lot of emotional triggers and different things. I don't know if I told y'all this, but since the last year and some change, I've gotten a little extra sensitive with things, and it was some parts on the movie, like even in the beginning and in the middle and in the end, that really made me, you know, it really made me where I just wasn't even, I was tearing up in the theater. It's a good thing nobody was there. That's why you go to the matinee, because it's cheaper, because when you're a grown-ass man, you got to pay them grown-ass prices, and I'm talking about $15. And then you want to get some popcorn, you can't go to movies without popcorn. And the bad thing about it, I'll drop my popcorn halfway through, well, not even halfway through, before I even got into the movies. And I was already late, so I'm like, I just have to wait. So I held my urine, and I held my popcorn bucket with the receipt. But back to the movie at hand. One thing that really upset me, and I'm not spoiling like I told y'all, is the lack of depth they did to my dude Finn. Like, soon as Oscar Isaac, aka Poe, dropped into the scene, I mean, I know the dude was like the assistant general under Leia, and I also know the dude was a fighter pilot, but damn, like, Finn went from being stormtrooper, from being, you know, resistance person, to wielding a lightsaber along with, you know, Rey's lightsaber, which we know would end up being, you know, when we do Skywalker lightsaber, all the way up into, well, getting girls, and then now I don't know what he's doing. They just keep introducing people to my dude, and yeah, what's Abrams, JJ, what's good with that? The characterization on Oscar Isaac, again, Poe's character, was really well defined in this particular movie, because on the last couple of movies, they didn't even show the dude. Really, he didn't even make sense. And I was like, do I really care about the dudes here? I got Finn. And then they got the little engineer girl, what was her name? Karen, I want to say. She's a cutie pie. So I did really enjoy that depth upon his character. And I know I haven't forgot about Rey or Kylo Ren. I will say that this was the best take of Kylo Ren and Rey, and for me, it explained a lot of what I thought were loopholes and, you know, this Deus Ex Machina type stuff where they were just fitting things together because they didn't seem like they knew where they were going on the second movie especially. But this movie in particular, especially with the in-depth stuff that they put with Rey and with Kylo, it made it where you necessarily needed to see the other movie. Like, I would tell fans that just watch it, like, you probably could skip that one, but now I would say, don't skip The Last Jedi if you're gonna watch this one. So a lot of things that people have been speculating as far as Rey's lineage, and even things that I had questioned right in the beginning of Rey's whole lineage and where her parents was and who she is and this, that, and other, you know, those are finally answered. Also, this strange quasi, almost borderline ancestral type weird relationship, Leia, Luke type stuff that they had between each other, Rey and Kylo, aka, Ben, Kenobi. I was finally happy how they settled it and they fixed it. I will say this though, after watching 15 damn minutes of the credits, I know Disney owns Marvel and Disney owns the world, so I'm looking at all their movies and I'm like, so where is the ending credit scenes? Because a lot of different things were not discussed, so I'm not sure if they're gonna discuss that or make like some little extra 30-minute trailer movie or other type situation with certain things, because I feel personally is a lot of relationships situations that they didn't resolve, which they coulda, shoulda, they shoulda really resolved, like on this one. At least after the scenes, we got, some good scenes and stuff of the moons and everything. It played homage to, Luke Skywalker and the Force and the legacy of the Skywalkers. And I really enjoyed that, just being a Star Wars fan. I also enjoyed the fighting scenes when they had the fighting scenes. This is not your mom and pop Star Wars where, it's an epic Star Wars type lightsaber fighting scene on every turn and twist. This one, how do I say about the movie? It was a good closure. This has been like the year of closing movies, because remember we had that same type of situation when it came to the Endgame. It's on the same level as Endgame as far as it being the closure or the ending to this. But just like we know with Marvel, we know that Star Wars, Mandalorian, is still doing Star Wars, just like Marvel is still going to be doing Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff. Also, I want to make a little side note real quick. That Mulan movie looks badass. That Mulan movie looks like it could possibly be better than Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast. And I don't know when they're going to make a Little Mermaid one, but it might be better than that one. That Mulan live action that they played on the trailer of the extended trailer in the previews, that movie and Wonder Woman 1984 looks amazing. Like, damn, it's going to be that many movies coming out. $15 a piece, plus the popcorn. And if you got your boo with you, you know what? One of y'all going to have to pay for the popcorn. One of y'all going to have to pay for the movie. Just a little FYI. That's how y'all come together. Teamwork makes the dream work. Some of the things within the movie were situations and things that we had seen so many times over and over and over again, especially when it came to Kylo Ren and especially when it came to the dark side and the forces. And I kind of wanted to see personally what was really going to happen with that. Like, what was going to be this ultimate anticlimactic battle? Like, were we going to see lightsaber battles, or were we going to see, like, it's just going to be some all-powerful God mode type stuff? But for each and every person, there's a little bit for each person, so there's enough. The best scene to me, as far as the lightsaber parts, is when Kylo and Rey fight on the water. Y'all know water my favorite element. So anytime they're splashing, splashing, taking baths and fighting underwater and stuff on old rock Death Stars and things, that really excited me. I got up, set up, and was looking on the edge of the seat. That and with some of the ship battles. The ship battles were very, very amazing. I love that the field that Abrams went in this direction field again, where he made things like Lucas did with the original Star Wars artwork and things, where it shows the perspective of how big the ships were compared to the humans and how big the world was. But once you start getting into world destroying, it's like, well, damn, what can you do next? Like, we ain't seen world destroying in every series of Star Wars. Every trilogy, somebody trying to take over and making a weapon that could blow up a planet. I know every story in the world's been told before, and it's just how you redo it. But this, for me, felt like it was just being told again, if that makes sense. However, I did like the characterization, like I said before, because they explained things when it came to Rey, and they also explained things when it came to Kylo. They kind of explained things when it came to Finn a little bit. And again, my dude Finn, did he win? he got some boos. They introduced a new character, a cutie pie, and she was also in a situation very similar to Finn, and they instantly had a connection and a bond. And one of the reasons was they both had the skin to win. They kind of looked similar when it came to that. But then you got to think about his other boo, and then his other boo, and then I'm sitting there like, people are, him and Oscar Isaac Poe got this bromance that people on the interwebs have been hyping and talking about, which I ain't think nothing of it. Like, I follow both of them on the IG, and I already knew, script stolen or not, that Star Wars was not going to have two of their lead characters doing no bareback mountain type stuff. Even though they did have some situations which I was like, whoa, Star Wars. They had some situations with ladies kissing ladies at the end of the movie. I was like, hey, all right, that's being progressive, Disney. I see you. I see you, Disney. It wasn't slick. I didn't sneak it. I see y'all. I mean, well, it is 2019. It ain't nothing nobody ain't seen before. I'm really surprised, as liberal as Star Wars and Lucas, when he was producing and doing them, it hadn't been more of that, if that makes sense, or even interspecies type situation. I'm glad that it's over, if that makes sense, and I love Star Wars, but I'm glad that this chapter is over, and if they ever do something else, like Rebels live action, or if they make Mandalorian like an actual movie, or which I don't think that would be a good idea, but if they took something else and they made like a Skywalker type film or something like that, that could be a prequel, or 1,000 years down in a galaxy far, far away and everything, that could help the whole situation. Or not help the whole situation, but I can see that. I mean, them doing that. I don't really think it's over, but this particular arc, I'm glad that it's over, because they had so many good concepts, and it's like having a pot of gumbo or spaghetti, and you got all these good ingredients. You got some chicken wings, you got some hot links, you got, some scramps, them big fat scramps, and you got your curry, you got all your stuff, and you toss it in, but you keep adding so much stuff that it kind of takes away from the natural flavors of what parts in the story, like the shrimp and the chicken and the curry, and it starts taking away from different elements of the dish where you can't even taste it. And I feel that this particular Star Wars actually started honing in, and it brought everything back together. And again, there was some sensitive moments that, had me a little teary. But all in all, interweb, I really enjoyed the movie. I went in with no expectations, thankfully, and I went in with no pen, no pad, and just watched the movie. It's a rewatch for me. If you're a Star Wars fan, or curious about Star Wars, or you just want it to end and you just want to see it, or you want to be like, what's the hype, what everybody's talking about, I feel that you enjoy it. I will say this is a lot better than The Last Jedi. I have not heard anybody talk about episode 8 like it was their favorite. I like the Clone Wars episode 2, and I'm in the minority with that, but I ain't heard nobody talk about, Return of the Jedi. Kylo showed up, he showed out, Rey got her much needed backstory filled in, which we kind of already could have guessed what was going to be with it anyway, so that was filled in. Also, Finn is Finn. Oscar Isaac, aka Poe, came in and did his thing, and the movie flowed slow at first, but then it picked up steam towards the end. And again, I'm glad that this whole thing now is done. I want to see what they're going to do next, if it's going to be books, games, what's going to be the next rendition of where Star Wars is going. But that's all I got for you today, interweb. I'm excited still. I watched the movie. Like I said, I'm going to go back and see it again. I got to go back and see it again. But I had to see it before, the real big traffic for the weekend came, so I can make this video for y'all. If you guys did like this video, do me a favor and hit that like button. I'm still making videos out here on the tube, and I do stream on Twitch like 2-3 times a week under the GEAK Show. You can follow me, links in the description below. As always, interweb, remember to eat, geek, sleep, repeat. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the content. And as always, I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.